It has been a century since my last life, since I died the last time. Yes, I have lived before. I did upon the ill-fated RMS Titanic. 100 years since the unsinkable sank beneath the deep, dark, cold water. Everything as silent as a mime. No one ever thought this would ever happen. Unsinkable. Man challenged the Almighty, but it was in his hands and what he chose. Devastated all his pick. April 14th, 1912. 1,500 went into the cold, dark sea. Surely they did not want to die. At least I did not want to go that way. In dreams, I can still hear the cries, the chaos, the hopelessness. There was nowhere to flee. I still see it in my mind's eye. Those not knowing what to do. But with life and death, they had to play. A ship so luxurious, so majestic, no one thought it would end the way it did. The majority of people sentenced to a watery grave in a deep, dark abyss. I know what the people felt. I know the feelings of fear, feelings I have till this day. Of them, myself, I cannot rid. So many were on the list of those that with death shared a tragic kiss. At the place of the fatal, tragic, quiet. Listen. You could still hear the cries, like they were carried by the very wind. I could still feel 1,000 hands as they try to reach someone from their watery doom, trying to find the peace they so deserve. But the tragedy imprinted on time. This is not possible. Something on which the doomed cannot depend. In my mind, I always see them, hear them, wishing there was something I could have done. But in oblivion, I guess they will always loom. I was like the tragic others on that dark, cold night. From this life, I was meant to die. But I remember the tragedy, the cold, the darkness, the cold cutting you like a knife. No one had the time to question as to why all 1,500 of us on that night, all we could do was face death and its strife. So, 100 years ago, a tragedy so overwhelming occurred, causing so many to die. Titanic was her name. She, always in infamy. The tragedy that happened would never die. We honor those. What they went through, how they died. Their spirits now free, hoping now they have peace and no longer do they cry.